Hi guys, I've obviously, as you know, the whiteboard, I struggle for people to see it, but I use it for my reference. So today's topic is your partner helping you? I had a few people message me about some of the posts and some of the quotes I put from Twitter. The last post, I had quite a lot of people actually talk to me about like having a partner. Is they helping you, or are they kind of not hurting you, but are they not kind of supporting your journey with health, or trying to make you better? So I've came up with 3 points. I like to stick to about 3 points. It's easy to stick to, and then for you to kind of like, so people don't tune out. So first point would be bad influence, and then I've put in brackets negative. So obviously, so the bad influence would be, are they coming in the house and bringing stuff from the shop that's crisps and chocolate and things like that? I'll tell you something. If I have chocolate or crisps in the house, I'm 100% eating them. You mean I'm not any different to anyone else? I mean, I obviously maybe have a better discipline, but to a certain extent, like, I obviously enjoy these things. So having them in the house is just a nightmare. So is your partner bringing these things into the house when you're not trying to buy them? So you have to work with each other on those things like that. So are you bringing them in and then disrupting your partner? So you can look at this video in two ways. If you're not on a health journey and maybe your partner is, and then you realise that actually no, you're not supporting them, or other way around, or you're on a health journey and your partner is not supporting you. So that's a really important point. So as I said, are they a bad influence? So are they bringing in things from the shop that they shouldn't be bringing? Are they, when you're both tired, not be standing up and being like, you know what, like, actually let's not go out and drink, let's not go out and just eat anything and just order anything and be lazy, let's actually just try and cook something, and then going out their way to do that. So you need to have a partner which will be like that. It's not relationship advice by any means, but it's just having that. If you are on a fitness journey, you should have that conversation with them and make sure that they are honestly, it is impossible. If I came into the house in the past, I've come into the house and people have just made bad food, even if it's roommates and that, and having bad food, I'm 100% eating it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just the way it is. You're around it, you're sitting there, you eat it. It's just, then if you don't eat it that one day, and there's someone who's not into health, there's going to be another 7 or 8 occasions that month, or maybe even that week, that there'll be more for you to, then you can just actually have to eat it, and you'll just be like, oh well, I'll just eat it. So then if you've not got that, and you've not got that kind of problem with a partner or some people, roommates and this stuff like that, then that will make a big difference to your results and how sustainable that is, because it's so much more sustainable if you've not got that. And then when you go out on a night out or go out to have a meal, then you obviously enjoy the meal. So there's a balance there, but honestly, having stuff in the house is the worst thing ever. And then obviously having that partner support you when you're not feeling good, and making sure maybe you're not feeling good and they can cook for you. Number 2, cooking for each other, and I put in brackets as a positive thing. So obviously making sure that you and your partner cook for each other is really important. If it's one-sided, then obviously, do you know what I mean, like, you need to make sure that you're obviously kind of pulling your weight. But in terms of the cooking side of it, you need to make sure that you're cooking the right foods. And if you are not feeling good, or you're coming home from work late and your partner's at home, they can cook for you. You're phoning ahead, make sure something's cooked, or even having the right things in the house. Like, you can really, instead of cooking, you could say shopping. Do you know what I mean? Your partner should be out shopping, making sure that you've got that kind of stuff. And when I say your partner, that's not saying that every time your partner has to do it for you. All I'm saying is, like, on occasion when you're not feeling good, they need to step in and actually be, no, stick to it. So they need to have that support system. So, but 90% of the time you need to support yourself. But with that 10%, that can knock you in a negative spiral. Like, as I said, like, you could just get the easier way out. So if you wear the trousers, then the other person needs to step up a little bit and actually be not quite assertive and say, you know what, we're not eating that tonight. We're going to cook, and we're going to make something. And as I said, 9 times out of 10, the food that you cook is better anyway. It's just like, you order something from delivery, it's just rubbish. So as I said, number 2, cooking for each other. Definitely make sure that everything's prepared in the house, or even make sure if one person's home first, the first person who's home is cooking, and then the balance is right, so it doesn't cause a riot. Alright, so number 3, knows you. So what I mean by knows you is, if you are getting stressed and they know you're getting stressed, and they have that support where, you know, they will cook something for you, make everything's prepared. They go shopping that week, all week, because you know you've got a big week. These kind of things, because from my experience, people come in and they go, oh man, I've got a big week this week, I just need to focus on work. and it's like you've just put a week, so you've fucked the whole week. Then you've got the second week where you're recovering from the last week, and then the third week you're just back on track. So you end up wasting a whole month just from 1 week, and people don't look at it like that. So it says knows you. So what I'm saying here is your partner needs to know you well to the point where if you're having a big week, you both, and you also need to take responsibility and say, you know, like, I'm making sure that I'm going to be tired, I'm going to be run off my feet this week, so can you please make sure everything's in the house prepared, and if you need anything, blah blah blah. So that's going to make a huge difference, as opposed to just blaming work. And people just blame work all the time, and it's your responsibility to kind of be more mature at the end of the day and actually just take responsibility for the food that's in the house. So again, number 3 would be knows you. So I would definitely stick to those. That one is probably one of the most important ones, because people always relate it to stress or being too busy, and within a month you're going to be stressed millions of times, you're going to be too busy millions of times. But if you've got things in place, it'll create a huge difference. You won't have to have that issue of like running around, going to the shop, and then, do you know what I mean, like, you run off your feet. And even if you do that a few times, you finish work at 8 o'clock and you rush to the shop, that's not sustainable. So you have to have something sustainable in place, and it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but it just has to be something where you've got things prepared. Alright, so just to recap to finish, number 1, bad influence. Number 2 is cooking for each other. And number 3, who knows you. So if you can stick to those 3 things, it will make a huge difference to your health journey, because, as I said, most people do have a partner or whatever, and that just completely destroys it if the partner's not supporting you. And if they're cooking something different, you're cooking something different, you can do that for a week or 2 weeks, maybe even 3 or 4 weeks, but after a while you're just going to be fed up with that, and you're just going to result back to something what's easier. And if the partner's doing the easier thing, like phoning things in, you're just going to be doing that. It's like when you hang around with people who drink a lot, you end up drinking more. Do you know what I mean? If you hang around with people more healthy, you end up being healthier. So it's all about who you hang around with. So you both, if you are on a health journey, you need to get your partner on the same mindset. Or, to be honest with you, you're just fighting a losing battle, pissing against the wind, as they say. Alright, so if you get any questions, please let me know.